What's up, y'all? We're back on the DJ Kenny Parker Show with my special guest, legendary producer and MC of the Ultramagnetic MCs. What's up, Ced-Gee?
Yo, what's good, Kenny?
Last time you were here, which was an epic
Mm-hmm.
episode, we talked about the early days of hip hop and your recollection of the early days, and we touched on Disco King Mario a little bit. Would you like to elaborate a little bit on that?
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna elaborate on that. See, unlike a lot of people who are speaking on the origins of hip hop, I'm gonna put it like this. Be honest. If you're not 61, at least, no, I'm gonna say 62. If you're not 62, at least, you can't even be in this conversation.
Facts.
One. Now, if you're 62, at least, you had to be there. You see, so what happened? I was listening to some cats from Bronx, and what it was, they confirmed that Mario was playing hip hop. So I was wrong on that. They confirmed, and I believe the brothers because especially one brother named the Green Eyed Genie. Let me tell you why I believe this brother. Unlike anybody I've heard, he knew what was going on in every project. Like he said, a lot of people don't touch the 9 where I was from. The
Right.
9 crew was former Black Spades, ill. Their reputation was there was a little bit of niggas, but every one of them was crazy. He mentioned the Boldens and the Timmons, but he left out one legend, Johnny Rods. Johnny Rods, it took 44 cops to take him down. He broke the handcuffs. These was real legends. But that's later on, 9 crew was later on after hip hop started with the gangs, we that was Black Spades. That's why I'm saying if you wasn't at least 62, you're too young to know any of this. You couldn't have been there. You would have been a little 4 or 5-year-old wandering around amongst 13 and 14-year-olds.
That's how me and Chris was, like little 7-year-olds around her, didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, so me myself, I was like 10, 11-ish. And I would have to sneak down this fire escape to run around the corner to watch Hurt play a little bit, then climb back up. This is what I'm saying. But we were there. So the thing was, what I was using with Mario was reference because I wasn't there. See, I only speak on stuff. I didn't know of Mario until later on with my boy MC Hutch. He was from around my block. He lived in the same building that Scorpio lived in. He was down with Busy B for a while. It was Starsky and Hutch. A lot of people don't talk about him because his run was quick and he disappeared somewhere. So no one knows where he is today. But he did the Busy B thing. Then he was rocking with Mario. That's when I was introduced to Mario. You see what I'm saying? And Mario was playing hip hop by then. You see what I'm saying? But I
What year was this?
Huh?
What year was this?
That was if I was in junior high school, that was like 77-ish, 77-ish, 78-ish, around there. And the thing was, what I'm talking about when I was sneaking down the fire skates, that was like 72, 71. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of people getting into this, they're not even qualified to speak because you weren't there. Now, it started with the gangs, obviously. And then like I touched on the last time, it wasn't a such thing as hip hop. You was just a B-boy.
Right.
See, and that was it. And it wasn't no, this commercial shit. This is what really gets me ticked off, the commercial shit when they say the 4 elements of hip hop. See, even your brother mentioned this. Hip hop was an attitude. So right there, do you get what I'm saying? So you're taking the attitude. How can you fucking limit the attitude to 4 fucking things? That's fucking craziness. It's some commercial bullshit. Hip hop was a attitude first. It was everything. It was your dress, your style, the way you talked. You see what I'm saying? The way you tied your sneakers. That's what made you the B-boy. That's what made the older people recognize you and say, he's a B-boy. He was an outcast.
Right.
See, and that's the thing. So my thing is see, and I guess the whole thing with me is that being, like I said, being there and having the experience of trying to get into 371 with sneakers on a Hollywood party and then not letting you win because you're a B-boy. But then, now people don't get this wrong because people will twist things up. We know DJ Hollywood is great. We're not talking about that. You see, we're just saying he wasn't hip-hop in the origins. You get what I'm saying? He hated hip-hop. He despised it. He despised B-boys. He'll bring Flash in and get Flash 10 minutes and Flash is off the turntables.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what it was. You start breakdancing, he kick your ass out the club. Say, take that shit down to the block party. I mean, the street jet.
Right.
This is who he was. So that's the stuff that irks me. The people who hated it, but now try to claim it.
That's human nature. You know that's gonna happen.
Yeah, but he's great. Hollywood's a bad motherfucker now. Don't get it twisted.
Absolutely.
And they don't talk about, see, this is what I'm saying. It's like somebody say they don't talk about Pete DJ Jones. Pete DJ Jones did his thing too, but the nicest disco DJs was Hollywood, Eddie Chiba. They was like 1 and 2, depending on whoever. And nobody talks about Chiba. That was a bad motherfucker, man. See, but they had their lanes. So it started with the gangs. It was burning, right? And as I said, early on, it was separate. There wasn't this big melting pot that people were trying to this, as illustrated by the gangs. Right. Most of the Puerto Ricans was in gangs like the Ghetto Brothers. You see what I'm saying? Savage Nomads. You get what I'm saying? We were in the Black Spades. The only reason I wasn't in the Black Spades because I was living on Andrews Avenue on 176 off of University. The Black Spades was going down the hill towards the 4 train on Davidson Avenue. You see what I'm saying? And I'm kind of glad because, probably would have been no Ced-Gee, right?
Yeah, it was rough out there in them streets.
Yeah, but it's see, I was already a fighter. And anybody who grew up with me will tell you, I used to wake up looking for fights. And then the Black Spades, they was teaching their brothers, they was all teaching them the arts. So now you threw that on top of me. Only God knows what would happen, so. But it started there. You see what I'm saying? That was the whole attitude. And that came, like I heard my brother Blackjack, great brother. He was one of the original Spades, Baby Spades. He was speaking of how hip hop started out of negativity. And I wouldn't say it was negativity. I would say it was rebellious. It was a rebellion against the norms of society. And because, see, the reason why I would say it's not negativity is the whole notion of the beginning of the Spades was to protect their hood. You see what I'm saying? They were tired of being chased by the white gangs and stuff like that. So that ain't negative. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, from our perspective.
Yeah. So it was protective. And yes, warring is negative. I get what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? But I would say it was rebellious because you had that aspect, the protection aspect. But then also you had that rebellion, whereas they didn't like the style that the media, was pushing on to brown-skinned people at that time. The high boots and all of that. And they developed a style. You see what I'm saying? They developed that style that became hip-hop. And then you had your hip-hop stores. For the ballers, it was A.J. Lester's. For the people who were lesser in bank, who didn't hustle and do all the things that a lot of brothers did, You went to Man, or you went to Delancey Street. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yes.
That was hip hop. That's what separated you. That was the whole thing. See, the attitude was first. So you can't take an attitude of street kids and put it in and say somebody foreign started that. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Especially when all the music is 90% brothers from America. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
See, this is the part people don't want to see. It's such a separation in hip hop. A lot of the early B-boys and stuff, they have moved on, especially the dancers. They have moved on. Just like, because I told you the last time, me and my brother had a conversation and he was saying disco was going to prevail and hip hop was going to phase out.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people did believe that.
Yes.
I knew better. So a lot of the dancers, they just stopped dancing. You know, they got jobs, they got families. They started dressing too fly. And that's when the Puerto Ricans took that over. That's when Rocksteady and all of them came in and they added their greatness to it. You can see what I'm saying? They added, but these are not the beginners of it. You see, and this is the problem we're having. We're having people who come late, people who weren't there, trying to tell the people who were there and witness. Then to make matters worse, people who were there for ego purposes, they're telling different stories.
That too.
See, so that's the whole thing. It started in the Bronx. Obviously, like I said, because I told you Mario was playing the music first, but I thought it was disco. But he was playing disco though, so I wasn't totally wrong. You know?
So you're saying he was playing before Herc?
Yeah. I said that from the beginning, but I said he was. A lot of DJs, this is what I'm saying, a lot of DJs were playing before Herc and Flash and them. A lot of, but they weren't playing hip hop.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They were just playing what was popular on the radio. You see, even when you hear people say love is the message, that's late. That ain't 71, 72.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. Their perspectives is fucked up. The perspective is fucked up. It's late. So this is what I'm saying. It was an era that you can't speak on if you wasn't a part of it, if you didn't live it. See, if it would be different perspective, they said, I think, because it's just an opinion, the four main elements. You see what I'm saying? But they're saying these are the four elements. Like, that was it. Like, they just took that shit and did what people like to do with things that we American brown people invent. They take it and try to put it in a box when it can't be boxed.
Well,
so, and only we do that here. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I was going to say, I can see the point of in trying to document something to people who were not there. I guess you got to kind of put it in some kind of box to document it to people that weren't there. And if you're going to say, well, we're going to put it in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, or we're going to do certain things, you got to have some kind of structure and some kind of box. So I think a lot of historians are trying to say, well, let's box it off. Let's get these years together. Let's get these elements together. Let's get this, and let's get a story. Because like you said, we can't even get a proper story. I mean,
but this is the thing, like I'm saying, the beginning origins still prevail to today. This is why I'm saying you can't say the DJ and all that. The DJ was literally eliminated a few years back. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't, this is what I'm saying. So it can't be the main elements if it's a part. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
The whole thing is attitude and the style, to which today the kids have their attitude and their dressing styles. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. These are the things that prevail no matter how different the music changes, because it's more than just that. So now, like you're saying, in terms of boxing it, that's why I liked the principle of the founding fathers, but they took Mario out.
I wonder why that is. If Mario
Because he's not here. He's not here. He doesn't have a voice. See, and this is what I'm saying. The world we live in, people will move you out for that glory if you're not here to say X, Y, Z. You get what I'm saying? Because none of them could deny it. That's the whole thing. Not one of the founding fathers will deny anything about Mario.
He's just not mentioned. But my problem is that
because he's not here.
Conflicting stories, man. Even you get the people that were there. You get 5 people in a room that were there. You'll get 5 different stories.
Well, because a lot of people are speaking, like I said, a lot of people just ain't man enough to admit stuff. I never went to early parties in Bronx though, and it had nothing to do about it being tough because like we rolled everywhere. You get what I'm saying? We just stayed in the South and the West Bronx because there was enough parties there. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
But that was like 75, 76, 77. See, that's later on. I wasn't up there when Mario and them was rocking in Section 1 and all that. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I couldn't speak on it. All I can do is say what I heard from someone who was up there. But then I saw a video where he was backed into a corner where he had to admit the truth. See, a lot of people, what happens, no one wants to rock the boat. You see what I'm saying? Look, man, I just speak the truth.
That's all we're really looking for.
The scratch inventor was Theodore. There's no question of that. I went to flash parties, many of them. No one scratched until Theodore. Now, in essence, every DJ was scratching because when you was setting the record up, you was rubbing it. But nobody had the heart to put the volume up. I had this discussion with DST. Yes, you was doing it, but you didn't do it where the people heard it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? I went to these places. Like I said, I was rejected from 371. I say the only spot I never went to was the T Connection.
Well, I appreciate you coming on and giving us some clarity on your knowledge of the beginnings of hip hop and being man enough to say you made a mistake on Disco King Mario and clearing that up for us as well. Here on this channel, we're just trying to get to the truth and we're just trying to get to the whole story. So I appreciate you once again, Ced, for coming on and giving us a small piece of the breakdown. Because really,
we can go on. I know, but look, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. To be honest, it's literally impossible to say who actually did it first. But this is what I'm saying. Herc used to go uptown to Bronxdale with Coke La Rock. Coke La Rock testified to that. So you have to say founding fathers. You see what I'm saying? But it started in the Bronx. That's the 100% definite. You see, whether it was the South, East, West, that's the debate.
Right.
Evidence is leading towards the East, Bronxdale. You see what I'm saying? I have to concur with it. But like you said, it's so much different stories. And that's why I don't go with the stories. I go to the people who were there. All of this stuff is real, but it was everywhere because it was a attitude of a generation that rebelled. See, that's the only difference between the hip hop of today and hip hop of yesteryear. Today's hip hop is fed to them. You see what I'm saying? It was fed. See, like for instance, the trap stuff is fed. You had that label, I forgot the label, where they insure all their artists and the artist seems to die. and they
I
make
heard
money.
that's
See, it's what I'm saying, because it's a program. See, we created the program. They're being programmed. They're reacting. We didn't react. We made shit. It was the attitude. You see, they get their shit from what we're doing now. Social media tells them how to act, what to do. No, we defined that in our inner circles. And the shit took over the world, and the world said, we can't have these kids from the Bronx doing this. And they took it over, commercialized it, bastardized it, and it is what it is today.
And they made billions.
Yeah, and still making billions.
Well, let's put a pin in that. And once again, I appreciate all of the knowledge, because you got a lot of knowledge because you lived in the area, which 99% of the people who listen to hip hop didn't. So I appreciate the knowledge, and I hope that my audience is very knowledgeable and love this kind of stuff. So I'm sure they're going to get a lot of value out of this. Once again, y'all, for those that's just checking in, we have Ced-Gee of the Ultramagnetic MCs talking about his recollection of the early days of hip hop in the Bronx. Before you get out, where can people reach you on social media?
You got the real official Ced-Gee, the real official Ced-Gee . On Instagram, you got that, and that's about it right now.
Boom, on Instagram. All right, y'all. This is the DJ Kenny Parker Show. Our special guest, Ced-Gee. We'll catch you on the next one.
Peace.